Alright, gang. Let's get her started, shall we? Starting out with what should be all of the new vehicles for the second dev server. The 3 Harriers, T-90A, and the 2 Yak-38s. And I think that should be it. Let's see if there's anything else. So, go take a look over here. Nothing new on the ground tree for America, besides the Striker. I know the Striker's there, but nothing new from the first dev server, I mean. We've got an AV-8A in the premium tree, and we've got an AV-8C in the regular tree. We'll take a look at both of those in just a moment. Like that's it. Alright, so looking at... they're both 9.7, so we'll look at the tech tree one first, and then we'll look at the premium one after that. So we'll put one there, and we'll put the other one here, so we can get a look at them. Alright, so first off, starting off with the AV-8C in the U.S. regular tech tree. 9.7 tech tree vehicle. Modifications look like Tier 1, you get flares, you get rockets, you get a 30mm cannon ammo. Yours should already have 30mm cannons on it. In the second tier, you get AIM-9Gs, you get more rockets, you get better rockets in the third tier. Mark 81s, 82s, and 83s. So 500s, 1000s, and 2000s. 54,000 RP. Oh, nope. Sorry. I guess it's probably 250s, 500s, and 1000s. My bad. And upgraded ammo. Everything else looks pretty much standard, so not a surprise there. Let's take a look at what the loadouts look like. You can have 8 Zunis along with 2 rockets, or you can get a lot, 76 FFARs, Mighty Mouses, or 16 Zunis, or a mix of bombs here. This is a pretty good bomb loadout right here. That's not bad. This is pretty good, too, for an all-purpose ground attacking loadout. Not too bad. Alright, let's see what else have we got here. That covers the look for the AV-8C. The AV-8A, I assume, is going to be very close, but not necessarily exactly the same. Let's see. Well, sure looks the same, except for the camouflage being slightly different. You got low voltage visibility lights on the side of the regular tech tree one, and they're not on the premium. That's actually pretty hilarious. Anyway, let's check out the modifications and see if they're any different. They don't appear to be very different, except for the fact that there are no flares. You do not get flares on the premium. Other than that, it looks pretty much the same. Looks very much the same. Alright, there are your rocket pods. Things look very, very much the same here. It's kind of interesting, actually. Twin guns, actually, let's make sure the guns are the same. Yeah, there's still 30 mils. Okay, I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have the 25 mil 8-ins, but that must be, from the AV-8B, I guess. Thank you for the follow, fellas. Alright. Well, there we go. There we have the 2 American jets. Okay, test flight coming up with the AV-8A. Premium 9.7 aircraft for the U.S. tech tree. Alright, I know we don't have a button for hover height. You can go away, screen. Thank you very much. Very nice. Look at the carrier. I'm just going to take a moment just to look at the carrier because that's glorious. Look at that. I wonder if I can actually launch this thing right off the deck, rolling takeoff. I'm sure I could, but we will take her off straight up first. Up we go. Beautiful. Alright, let's transition to forward flight and see what happens. There we go. Alright, we got some targets out there. Let's see if we can go hit them with some rockets. No ballistic computer, that's a shame. Alright. Got him! Well, we can fire weapons right now. Let's get after that MiG-15. See what kind of maneuverability she's got. Also, somebody somewhere is going to figure out the whole Harrier maneuver where you can throw your thrust vectoring in while you're pulling a turn on somebody to try to pull better lead, and it'll be very interesting to see if people can get that to work. I know they can do it in real life, where you're flying along like this, you go into a turn, and then you throw the thrust vectoring to downwards, and it pushes you into the turn better. It'll be very interesting to see if that's something that we can actually pull off. Alright, lock it up, baby. Lock them up. Alright, Sidewinder track. Is it going to track? It is not going to make it. We'll come back in for a gun run on this one. We'll save the other Sidewinder for the other guy that's up above, higher altitude. Alright, here we go. That did it. Alright, let's get up to altitude, chase this other guy down. Don't worry about that engine over temp, it's just a test flight. I know people tend to focus on blinking things, but if the engine burns up in a test flight, we just restart the test flight, it's okay. Don't worry about it. And let her fly. Think we got a good track on that one? Oh, yes, sir! Yeah, the new fire effects are pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. They have greatly improved that. That looks so much better. That is so much better. No joke, that is so much better. Man. Sullivan, thank you very much for the follow. Go find that other set of ground targets there. I think we're a little short on those rockets. Oh yeah, yep. Alright, strafing time. Woo! The ground impact of the strafing run was actually pretty cool too. We're gonna go just make a strafing run just to watch that again. The impact of just strafing actually is an improved visual thing as well. We'll make another run there just for the sake of doing that again. Look at the hits on the ground. Oh man, I thought we were hitting the ground for sure. Yeah, that's something else for everybody to realize, is that the rockets don't stop. They just, the engine, the rocket motors burn out and the thing keeps flying. So, pretty cool. So those rockets are still traveling, they just, rocket motors have burned out and they're continuing onward. Alright, well that's pretty sweet. Let's go check out the other one. Whoa, they changed the colors. That blue smoke trail is like purpley now. Whoa! I wish the orange was a little more orange, but the blue is the most vibrant blue I think I've ever seen in this game. Nice. Look at that. Cool. Okie dokie. AV8 Charlie coming up with two 1000s, three 500s, and ground target ammo, and all modifications. We'll keep the fuel load at 9 minutes just to see how it goes. Alright, I will come back in a second and we'll try a rolling takeoff just to see if the Harrier actually makes it. But for this one, we'll do another vertical takeoff because I don't want to waste time. So down we go, and up we go. Now the funny thing here... Oop, hang on. Got the nose a little squirrely. There we go. Alright, let's transition her to forward flight and get going. Oh, easy, baby. Easy, easy, easy. Easy, airplane. Alright, we're good. Forward flight is a go. Go find some ground targets. Alright, let's see what the flares look like. If I can remember what button I use for flares. There we go. Look at that. Look at the reflections on the bottom of the plane. Beautiful. That's beautiful. That is so great looking. Alright, now we'll make a bomb run. That looks fantastic. I'm sure the periodic flares will look even better, but I don't think I have controls set up for those. Got a radar warning receiver, it looks like. That's cool. And a little present for you, my friends. Boom! Make another run. Let's see what happens if we do this. It doesn't slow you down. Thrust vectoring doesn't affect your turn. I don't know if it's not modeled or if there's anything special you have to do, but it didn't affect the turn at all. That's too bad. I set him on fire and it killed him, which is pretty hilarious, but just like not utterly annihilating a gas truck. It's just hilarious. Whee! Look at that. That is darn near purple. A very like royal violet color. And time for some flare spam. That looks pretty great. I'm not sure if we have enough speed to pull over the top here, but looks like we might just barely. Here, we'll try this again. See if that helps. Actually, I think it did. I think that actually helped the turn at the point of the stall there. I think rolling the thrust vectoring down actually was going to push us over the top. That's pretty hilarious. It's pretty great looking, I think. Look at those dirt plumes. That looks so good. That looks so much better. I will hand it to them on this one. The detail And the modeling and the explosions from bombs looks significantly better than it does on the current live server. That is a massive improvement. I like it. And this looks so good too. Not bad, Gaijin. So far, graphically, you have improved your game on this patch. For sure. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Let's see if it looks any better in the water. I'm gonna imagine probably not, but maybe. No, underwater still looks pretty much the same, but I'm not too critical of that because it probably is pretty much accurate as it is there, so. Alright, I'm gonna do a high-speed flyby on the carrier and then we'll call it good on the test flights for the Harriers and move on to test driving the T-90A and test flying the Yak-38s and the British Harrier as well. That is so great. I love it. Alright, for the Soviet Union, we've got the T-72A and then we've got the T-90A. There we are. Oh, it's looking into everyone's soul. Rank 7. Battle rating 10.7. T-90A. Here we go. Take a look at the modifications. 3BM. It starts. It starts with Heat FS. That's funny. Although, it gets a time fuse. I wonder if the time fuse is literally you set the time by the rangefinder or if it's actually proximity. It seems like it's probably just time fuse, which means you set it by the rangefinder. Which would be interesting. We'll check that out in a test drive in just a minute. So we've got 3BM22 for rank 1, laser warning system, laser rangefinder in rank 2. I forget which missile this actually is. The 9M119M1 tandem warhead, tandem charge missile in rank 3, and 3BM42M in rank 4. So best ammo coming along in rank 4. And then thermals are in rank 2, smoke grenades, and everything else is pretty much standard. Okay, let's see what we got here. Repair cost is pretty low, to be expected. 14.3 degree turret rotation speed, not very fast. 7.1 second reload rate's not too bad, it's pretty average. 37 miles an hour on the speed is not too bad. Be interesting to see what the armor looks like. Let's take a look at that. Let's see how our armor looks. Yeah, what do we got here? Slow down, comrade. Alright, there is no armor upgrade that I saw. Nope. So the ERA you get is the ERA you get. That's interesting. Let's see what we've got for ERA, if it's actually mentioned. Okay. I guess those are just ERA mounting points and not actually ERA. Oh, no. No, it's ERA. It's Contact 5. I don't know why it's... Whatever, because it's behind this armor, I guess. Alright, so you do have Contact 5. Alright. More Contact 5 on the front. It's all integrated. That's several blocks of composite armor there and a whole bunch up on the turret faces as well, and a little bit on the top of the turret as well to probably attempt to protect against the occasional top-down missile attack. So, very interesting. Alright. We'll take that out into a test drive in a minute, too. It'd be interesting to see if the Stora is something that you turn on or not, and if there's a controller for it. I don't actually know. We'll check that out in a test drive in a moment. Okay, test drive for the T-90A with 3BK18M Heat FS. Time delay, high explosive, or time fuse, I should say, not really time delay, technically same thing, but Tandem warhead ATGMs and 3BM 42M ammo. Let's go check it out. Alright, so the turret rotation spaded. Not terrible. Not great, not terrible. A little bit middle of the road, but should be fine. Now, I do actually need to look up and see if there's an active protection system activation button or not, so we'll check that in just a second. But in the meantime, let's see what the Heat FS can do, if anything. Look at that zoom, though. Good lord. Alright, we'll drop just a little lower and see if we can get through the lower front on a Abrams or not. Well, we can have an explosion fly up into the cannon barrel. Let's see if we can try again, see if we can burn through. No, it looks like you can damage things nearby to what you hit, but you can't actually damage it with the... Alright, so let's range find this guy. Use the set to 751. We'll move in just a little bit closer, and we'll see if we can get the HE to detonate over the top of him. Yes, sir. That's how I expected this weapon to work. You set the range with your rangefinder, and then you fire over the top of them if you want to have, like, hit somebody behind a rock or something. Pretty funny. Of course, you can also impact somebody directly. Alright, so we will use it on... Let's fire it at the... At that leopard. Okay. Now, let's try... We'll range find it out to here. So we'll get a longer distance, and we'll fire one into the sky and see what happens. Nice. That should be a very interesting weapon to fire at helicopters. That should be very, very interesting indeed. Just remember, if you're using the variable time fuse HE round, and you set your range on something, and then you try to shoot at something farther away, it's going to pre-detonate. So you want to be aware of range finding every time you use it, unless you're shooting within the range that you already have set on it, in which case you can direct fire at somebody, which is probably still going to be effective. Took the track off. Let's see what happens if we actually get a direct side impact on somebody. Not too much. Try just under the turret mantler. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. You've always been able to do that with Russian HE. Hit right under a turret and detonate ammo downwards. Alright, so... There's our friend, the light tank. We're going to shoot over the top of him and expect the round to detonate past him. Yep. So, re-range him. 425, we'll shoot a little over the top, and we should detonate over the top of him. Well, it did. It's just, I think it detonated a little short. This should work, though. Ah! We're out of them! Oh well. Tandem ATGM it is, which is definitely going to be overkill for sure on a Bradley. Oh, those rocket motors, though. There's one we're going to watch for a longer distance shot. That was unexpectedly cool. The rocket motors firing out of the back of that thing. That was awesome. Alright, here we go. Get a nice clean lane to look at while we fire the missile, and we'll check that out. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, it actually didn't kill the M... Look at the rocket motor's still burning. I wonder if it's meant to do that or if that's a graphical glitch. That's got to be a graphical error. It's kind of funny. That's got to be a graphical error. Oh my god, that's actually pretty hilarious. No big deal, just curved it around that wreckage. Alright, I want to go fire the new ammo at that Abrams. And then we'll check and see if there's any buttons for the active protection system, because I think there should be. Alright, seems like we probably ran out of first stage ammo here, I'm suspecting. Oh right, we already killed him, duh. Well, crap. Alright. It's no contest on an MBT-70. Alright, let's restart this real quick, and we'll use the 3BM42M against the Abrams turret face, because I want to see if it'll go through. Okay. Yeah! Not a doubt. Not a doubt at all. Right through the turret face on the Abrams. Not even a lucky bounce or anything. Just straight up right through it. Well, that's fun. I mean, there's no need to even fire at anything else. Nothing, well, the front of the turret of the Chieftain, I guess. Aha! Bounce on the Chieftain there. That's probably the angle. I'll try a little bit lower. I don't actually know which Abrams that is. Well, we're not getting through the Chieftain at distance. That's somewhat reassuring. There we go. Down a little lower, goes right through, no problem. Let's watch the ATGMs again, because that is so cool looking. Just fire it off into the distance there. I want to see where the rocket motor burns out. Still going. Still going. That's pretty cool. I do very much like the rocket motors. That's probably going to make it pretty easy to guide these things against helicopters, too. See how far away you can still see that going. Yeah, that looks like a firework. Yeah, definitely easier to guide your missile against helicopters. Oh man, that is pretty cool. Graphically speaking, for a video game, that is pretty cool. Apparently those trees are not destructible. Alright, so we've got the Yak-38, 9.7 in the premium tree, and we've got the Yak-38M at 9.7 in the regular tech tree, just like the Harriers in the American tree. We'll take a look at both of these. We'll start with the regular one here. Alright, let's take a look at this thing. Russia's attempt at a VTOL Navy aircraft for their aircraft carriers, which were technically more like battle cruisers with missile launchers that also could launch off airplanes. Like the Kuznetsov. Not the world's most successful VTOL aircraft, very low range and very little payload. But very interesting, they had an automatic ejection system in case the pilot went past the safe parameters, would automatically eject the pilot. So that's actually kind of funny. These have deadlift engines inside them, like the kind of like the F-35 does now. But these were a lot of dead weight in the plane, which is what really drove the performance down. But anyway, let's take a look at this thing and see what we've got here. Decent speed at sea level, close to Mach. It shouldn't quite break it in level flight at sea level. Probably break it up at altitude if it can ever make it up to altitude. But there we go. Let's take a look at the mods. So we've got some S5 rockets. We get, these are probably more S5s, okay. And these are probably S8. I don't know what S8s are. I was thinking they were going to be different ones. The little Hydra looking ones for the Su-7. S-24s as expected, some R-60s on tier 2. Then in tier 1 you can get extra gun pods, you can get 250 kilogram bombs, 500 kilogram bombs in tier 2, and then looks like something like a bullpup equivalent in Tier 3 here, so that's interesting. We'll take a look at that momentarily. Looks like you probably just get the 2 of them. What is this? Oh, that must be the guidance. So these are anti-ship missiles, but I'm sure they'll work. That's the guidance thing. That's neat. Yeah, KS-23Ms are anti-shipping. That's what those are. I see. Okay, neat. All right, we'll come back to that. Let's take a look at the premium version, which also has gun pods on it, and I'm sure it has all of the weapons. Looks like probably exactly the same weapons, so we'll slap those boys on there, and we'll take a look at what that looks like. Yep, there's the guidance pod, and there's the 2 anti-ship missiles there that should work effectively as air-to-ground attack, I'm sure. So, very interesting. We'll take those out for test flight as well in a little bit. Alrighty. Alright, test flight for the premium 9.7 Yak-38 for the Soviet Union, the Soviet Navy specifically. Soviet Naval Aviation. Oh, look at that. It's the Kuznetsov. Hello, Comrade Admiral. Now, let's see. If we open up the... There we go. The lift engines open up on top. Cool. Neat. Alright. Full power. Here we go. Holy cow. The Harrier's the jump jet, but this thing didn't hesitate at all. That thing jumped right off the deck. Wow. Okay, okie dokie. Hold your horses there, airplane. Oh my god. This would be the thing I was talking about where it automatically ejects the pilot. Oh, we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. Oh my god, that's hilarious. The Harriers are so much more stable. Oh geez, that was amazing. Okay, let's try that again. That was great. Alright, forward flight we go. Alright, that's better. Well, sort of. Alright, there we go. Alright, we have roughly got takeoff speed. Woo, this one is going to be a lot trickier to take off than the Harriers. The Harriers are super smooth in taking off and transitioning to forward flight. Man. This thing wants to kill you. This thing wants to kill you. Woof. Alright, no ballistic computer. Except we have a ballistic computer. What? Oh my god. Alright, we'll come back from a little better angle and fire off the second ATGM there. I'm wondering if that guidance pod is like a laser designating thing and then the missile auto tracks, or if you get actual guidance on them yourself. We're gonna find that out in just a moment. Alright, here we go. Oh no, you steer it yourself. No, you don't. Never mind. Never mind. Nope, it's based off of your aim point with your... It's that little aim thing right there. That's what it is. So you have to keep your nose pointed at the target. You can't manually steer it yourself. Alright. Okie dokie. I see. Let's get those reloaded and try that again, and then we'll switch over to see what the other loadouts are and if they're worth bringing in for test out. We should at least bring the gun pods in, I guess, because those should be pretty funny. Alright, so that's what... There's no ballistic computer, but when it switches over to the ballistic computer looking gun sight, that's telling you you've got where your missile is pointed, so I see how it works. Alright. Yeah, it's gonna take a little getting used to. I'm not 100% sure if it's guiding on the crosshair or the larger circle. I'm gonna try it off the crosshair this time and see what the guidance looks like. It also looks like there's a little bit of lag in the missile's response time, so that's something else to keep in track. It does have a crouch gun, you are correct. I don't know if you could hover to aim with this thing. If it's guiding off the nose, then I don't think it's going to work. Alright, we'll fire now. We'll see. It's definitely at the circle. Alright. So it definitely guides at the center of that circle there. It's not the center line gun sight crosshairs. It's off the circle of where you're pointing it. So you do sort of get to steer your missile. But it's not quite the same way. Alright. Slow down the throttle a little bit here and cool the engine somewhat. Let's see what the inside of the cockpit looks like. Interesting. They're expecting trouble with that warning panel. Alright. 18 seconds on the missile reload, so we'll skip to that and then get another run in on that vehicle there and see if we can nail it dead on. Thanks for the follow, Mr. Bear. I gotta go check out what the range is on these things, too. Thank you for the follow, Awesome Jojo. I need to see what the missile's launch range is. There we go. Didn't quite hit him directly, but pretty close, right next to him. Let's see what one of these things will do to a ship. Alrighty. As they should. They're definitely anti-ship missiles, so not crazy that they would destroy a ship. That's entirely what they're meant to do. Be interesting to try and put this thing down on the carrier. I'm going to try it once, but I'm not going to screw around with it too much. It does get an air brake. Although for the life of me, I don't know where. We're definitely coming in too fast to land it here. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, this is going to be a touch and go. Except we're not even going to touch. Alright, forget that idea. That's not something we're going to attempt in the test flight. That's just going to be me crashing and laughing maniacally and you guys wishing I would do something else. So, what we'll do instead is this. Hip check! Whoa. That's funny. Oh no, I guess this is the way that... Never mind, this is the way the airplane is pointed for takeoff. Judging by the marks underneath, that's actually the way they would orient it. That's funny. It looked like it skipped sideways to the left, but I guess not. Okay, cool. Alright, the Yak-38M regular tech tree version 9.7 Soviet VTOL fighter with 4 23mm cannon pods out on the wings. Test flight. Let's see this shenaniganery. Yeah, it's not showing the cannon pods. I wonder if that's an error. Oh, no. Stop. Woo! She tried to go off the edge of the deck there. So it says we definitely don't have the cannon pods, so that's a shame. Something's goofy there. No, we do. Oh no, the cannon pods are there. The cannon pods are certainly there. Oh shit! Oh my god, that's amazing. We set the anti-ship missiles on fire. Oh jeez. Oh, that's a restart. That's hilarious. That is hysterical. Okay, so the cannon pods are there. They're just graphically not showing. I don't know if it's a glitch or an unfinished model or what, but we do actually have the 4 cannon pods. It's a shame that we can't see what they look like, but you can definitely see how they operate. So we'll take them airborne, we'll make some cannon runs, and then we'll move to whatever other test flights we have left. That's actually pretty hilarious. Alright, off we go. This thing leaps into the air, though. The Soviet planes want to get airborne in a hurry. And they want to crash as fast as they can as well. Alright, they transition fairly well to forward flight. They're just, it's a little more dangerous. You want to make sure you've got enough altitude in these, apparently. Unless they change the flight model. A little dangerous. Alright, we'll make a chase in on the F-86F here. And then we'll make a ground strike just to see what it looks like, and then we'll move on. Thank you for the follow, JW. Alright, here we go. Oh my god, that's great. Thank you for the follow, Driving Zen. Alright, we'll just wait for the ammo to reload. And we'll head back in after him. That's good shit right there. This, my friend, is the Yak-38 Forger. It's the Soviet Navy's answer to not exactly knowing how to build aircraft carriers. And not being able to afford aircraft carriers like U.S. and British supercarriers. Thank you for the follow, Gajorovich. Alright. Strafing run imminent. Here we go. Oh my god. Let's see what it looks like impacting the water. I don't know how great it's going to be, but we're going to try it. It's alright hitting the water, but it's not quite as good as hitting an airplane or hitting the ground. Let's see if these rounds explode on the ground like they do off the Harrier, because I don't think they're going to, but well, it's one last thing that we'll try, and then we'll move on from there to a different vehicle. Alright. It should have some fairly good SPA suppressing qualities to it. Yeah, it sort of has the splash explosions on the ground from the ammo, but not as good as the Harrier. These are 23 mils and the Harrier's 30 mils, so that's probably got a lot to do with it. But pretty neat. Pretty neat. Alright, fly by on the Kuznetsov and we'll call it good. Roll rate's not too bad, although it's not as good as you would sort of expect the thing to be with how short those wings are. But it's not too bad. Alright. Britain also has a tech tree Harrier now, so it looks like everybody gets a 9.7 premium and a 9.7 tech tree version of their VTOL aircraft. The 3 countries that have it. So that's kind of interesting. We'll take a quick peek at the modifications on the GR1 just to see if they're any different. 2 500s, a 1000, Matras, and SRAMs with the cannons. Let's see if they're different on the tech tree bird. Well, the nose is most certainly different there on the GR3. That's for sure. Definitely. No doubt there. That's a ground attack nose right there. Alright, take a look at the modifications. Yeah, we got flares, AIM-9Gs, same ground attack options, and everything else pretty much the same. Flares and the AIM-9Gs are definitely the 2 biggest differences, besides if there's anything to do with the engine or top speed. But I doubt there's too much, because the engine's never really changed. So, very interesting. Okay. There we go on the Harrier. GR1, GR3. And let's take a look at the actual ground loadouts and see how different they are. Yeah, they look pretty much the same as they were. Neat. Okay, Harrier GR3 9.7 British tech tree version with 108 SNEB rockets coming up. And up we go. And forward flight away. Oh, baby. Easy. Easy. Yeah, the Harriers transition over to forward flight a lot more easily and stable. And that one I wasn't even really controlling it terribly well. Definitely easier for the Harriers. Alright. Let's go do some ground strike real quick. And we'll see if we can't chase down the MiG and hit them with the cannons. And we'll call that good. Ah, no ballistic computer. I was kind of hoping with the nose, the ground attack nose, that there might be a ballistic computer there, but sadly, 'tis not. Ah. I want to see the Harrier cockpit. Boo. Still got 18 rockets left. I need to set a salvo rocket button again, because that's the way to do it. Alright, we're in pursuit. I can't hit shit with undermounted guns. I never can. I could never hit anything with guns that are mounted low. You know, I wonder if you had a heat-seeking missile fired at you from behind and you went like this, if that would spoof it off. I wonder. I wonder. Oh, I thought that last one had him. Alright, that is a lot of rockets right there. Alright, let's bring it in for a traditional landing here. Because we can. And then we'll look at other things, like the new mouse shell and the CV-90 and so on. So, air brake should be... There we go. Better. I can't restart the engine. Kind of funny. Okay, the mouse with its new 128mm, 88mm round. Well, you can track an IS-4 if you shoot too low. Let's see if we can do anything else to it from here. Different looking tracer on the backside of the U.S.S. round, though. Okay. Let the smoke clear, and we'll let him have it again. It doesn't look like it's going to go through from this angle. Try to hit him in the side of the turret cheek, but I think that's even less likely. God. Alright, one more. Yeah, alright. We're not going to get through an IS-4 from the front quarter panel, so... see if we can do something to, I mean, I'm just going to assume we can get through a T-26. Get out of here! Now, what I would like to see is, can I get through the lower front on the IS-4, but it'd take way too long to get all the way up there to where I can actually shoot at him. So we'll see if we can get through the upper front on this T-44 here. And then we'll test, maybe we'll test it against the IS-4, but it's going to take a long time to drive to a position where I can shoot directly at the IS-4's front. I don't know if I want to do that. Looks like that's a big ol' nope. Gonna take an awfully long time to get to the front angle in that IS-4. I kind of missed the engines of the mouse being so loud that you could hear them all the way across the map. That was kind of funny. Oh, that's no fun, Matt. It's a lot faster, though. Hiya! Alright. We won't be able to get up to a close distance, but we'll try a shot from here. See what we can do with the old boat motors running. Alright. Up here, and... Alright. That doesn't really tell us anything. Drop down to about there. We'll let this one fly, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, as long as we don't hit the upper and lower front panel seams, the joint, we should be alright. Alright, it's not going to get through the upper from this distance. One last shot. We'll try and hit the lower plate, and then we'll quit. Just to see, and then we'll go and do the protection analysis and see if we can actually get through the IS-4. I can also just look at the IS-4's ammo thickness, and then we'll know, but that's not fun either. One more try. Shot under it, but I don't think it would have got it anyway.